performance by Fire yesterday, but Ice have took revenge.
It felt good to not be today. Tomorrow, I hope to put on the same performance.
That SKT OMG game, this place exploded.
He's managed to get away. Biscuit gets one kill back. He's going to TP out. It's going to be quick. He's going to win. He doesn't get any closer than that.
Cloud9, ladies and gentlemen, will finish second. Go for Cyanide, he wants to try and pop him down. Wow. Maybe enough, he gets Cyanide down before the power drop. And Fnatic gets through to the semi-finals to face SK Telecom.
Welcome to Day 3 of All-Star Paris 2014. You are looking live at a packed Zenith de Paris where the world's best League of Legends players have assembled to do battle. The crowd is looking pumped as we kick off our playoffs. This is the outside of the arena. Love the waves and the energy. Hopefully we keep that up the whole day long. Riven, that is phenomenal. Love the cosplay. Keep it up, guys. Cloud9 will be doing battle in the first semi-final of the day. Let's hope they're ready. Fnatic will take place in their batch later. Hello and welcome to our continuing coverage of the All-Star event. My name is Trevor Quickshot Henry, and with me are some of the top minds in League of Legends to help break down the blow-by-blow action. Thank you for joining me, Deficio, Martin Deficiolinger, of course. And of course, joining us are OG and caster Christopher Monte Cristo Michaels, Mitch Crepo Forceballs from the Evil Geniuses, and David Freak Turley, who was created from the powers of the Trinity Force. Good to have you guys back on the desk, guys. The epic event is being beamed out by our stalwart broadcast crew who have been working hard to ensure a terrific experience for the audience inside La Zenith and to the fans everywhere around the globe. There's a lot of production that goes on behind the scenes. The entire show is broadcast in 16 different languages by 23 different broadcasters, including OGaming's Chips and Noir, who are providing the French language coverage. OnGameNet is here covering the event for Korea. League of Legends Pro League is broadcasting via remote feed in Shanghai. And once again, we have our crew on the ground bringing you all the action, including Joe, Jat, and Kobe over at the caster desk.
Thank you very much, Quickshot. Hello, everyone. I'm Joe Miller, along with Joshua Jack Leesman and Sam Kobe Hartman Kensler, along with Lee Demon Smith, who'll also be joining us a little later in the show.
Yeah, and looking at all this stuff, you can really see how much goes into these shows, and it's just awesome when we actually get to see the action.
So exciting to feed off the energy of this crowd as well.
Yeah, they're on fire. The last couple of days they've been loud, but I think it's only getting louder here. We'll, of course, be bringing you the play-by-play, starting with the challenge game. And then our two semi-finals where 4 teams will face off for a shot at becoming a champion here at All-Stars.
I think Fnatic's going to be one of those teams, is what the crowd might be on about.
That's what they maybe be thinking right now. They've got a long way ahead of them, though. We'll be moving on to those games later. For the inside track on those games, we've got Shock standing by in the interview lounge.
Thank you very much, Joe, and hello, everybody. I am Evie Shock supporter, and today I'll be bringing you the straight story directly from the players throughout our day of games. But now, let's throw it over to Quickshot and the guys at the analyst desk to catch us up on all the latest news.
Thank you very much, Shocks. And our big news heading into today is that SKT T1K is continuing to dominate the competition. And this is even when you consider the team has been underperforming in Korea lately. Now, SKT have secured their place in the second All-Star semi-final series later today.
They defeated OMG to take sole possession of the top spot and are currently 4-0. And they'll face off against Fnatic, who took down the Taipei Assassins.
Yeah, in our first semi-final series coming up after the challenge game, we do have Cloud9 taking on OMG.
And Cloud9 have continued to perform well with Link in the mid lane, and they're just jumping on opportunities in games and punishing teams for their mistakes. And they have to be feeling good since they defeated OMG yesterday to secure the spot in the semis.
Yeah, with the 2 semi-finals locked in, it does mean that the Taipei Assassins have been eliminated after they were unable to secure any victories in their games. Now, before we get to the semi-finals, we do have a quick update for everybody. The challenge teams have decided on their 1v1 and their 2v2 matches. And the votes are in for the Super 1v1 that you guys at home decided. So here's a look at the matches that will kick off Sunday morning.
We begin with a 1v1 where Archie will face off against Shy. After that is another 1v1 as Cool takes on QTV. And then a 2v2 between the bromance team of Doublelift and Madlife facing Diamond and Bjergsen. And the All-Star Challenge games will conclude with the Super 1v1 match that you pick. It is Froggen versus Wei Xiao.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to those individual matchups. So they will take place tomorrow at the start of the day. But today there is a different clash of the challenge teams as they face off in the mode that we're calling Pick 10.
Each team will be given a pool of 5 champions that the fans have decided on, and within that champion pool, the teams will then decide who plays what. So for Team Ice, they will be playing Thresh, Vayne, Anivia, Lucian, and Lee Sin.
And then for Team Fire, you vote for Thresh, Ezreal, Zed, Lucian, and Lee Sin. On the line are 2 points for the winners, and with both teams tied up at 2 points each, both will be hungry to take the lead with this game. As we've mentioned, after the challenge game, we will be bringing you those 2 best-of-3 semi-final matchups. The winners will advance and fight for the title of Paris All-Star 2014 champion.
And up first, we'll see Cloud9 against OMG, and then it's going to be SKT T1K who takes on Fnatic.
All right, now I do want to go around the desk because we've been talking for a while, and I want to get your take on the Twitter question that we are asking. For everybody at home, the question is, which regional team's playstyle have you enjoyed watching the most and why? And let's start this with Freak. Which region is it?
OMG, bloodthirsty, fighting all the time, great
OMG 's not a
coordination.
region.
China.
A little bit pedantic.
Yep.
Care to chime in on the conversation, Crepo?
Not OMG, aka not China, Korea. I mean, the biggest strategic force was SKT1 so far, so by proxy that will be the Korean playstyle. And I'm pretty sure somebody else on this desk will agree here.
I would agree with you, Crepo. As many of you know, I love those rotations. I love the big picture strategy style. It's my bread and butter. I'm going with Korea too.
I have to say, NA actually really impressed me. Cloud9, the way they've been playing, I liked it. I especially like Sneaky on Twitch here. Whenever he sets up plays, it's beautiful to watch.
And of course, the Europeans yesterday, at least Fnatic, giving us some exciting games. Well, you guys at home, send your answers to us at LOL Esports. Use that hashtag AllStar. In using a time-honored and mysterious process, we'll choose our favorite tweets to read later in the show. Now, we also want you to join in the conversation by offering up your All-Star big plays. Here are some of them from Friday. The first comes from Cloud9 versus OMG. It was at Bave Denvis. He writes, Sneaky and Meteos absolutely demolish OMG around the dragon and come away ahead. Hashtag apple pie. Freak, walk us through this one.
So this is basically one of the very big dragon fights where Cloud9 kind of comes in, and it's a great dragon steal, first of all, by Meteos. And just kind of watch what Twitch does here, because he goes in, gets a bunch of damage to the front lines, he gets Shockwave, but he's able to flash away and get a couple of shields, which buys him enough time to rat-a-tat his way through the OMG lineup for a while. And at this point, it's kind of cleanup crew. Link's untouched, Elimination's untouched, and Meteos up top. He's kind of actually just outplays everybody. He lands Cocoon, jumps up, takes a bunch of shields again, the double support combo.
Alan, they're all calling Alan.
Alan!
Oh, it's
he's going to go down.
Oh, it's Steve. Yeah, it might have been Steve.
No, it was definitely Alan.
I'm sure it was Steve.
It looked a little racy. It looked a little racy at the beginning, to be fair.
Yeah.
All right, the next one comes to us from @Harakos. He writes, I think the Faker sidesteps in SKT versus the OMG game are just incredibly ridiculous. Monty, you're probably pretty used to seeing these sorts of things.
I mean, we've all seen the things Faker does, right? And here he comes in again, gets a good shockwave to start things off, and it's just dodging bouncing bomb after bouncing bomb, and then an entire tidal wave here as well. Coming on in, Allen going to try and hit him, but no, Faker just going to sidestep that and dodge a nice little bubble right there as well. Nice pillar by impact to help protect him, and Faker sadly miscalculates on the flash damage right here, but it's so close on Apomelo. And
so greedy.
So greedy, Faker.
To be fair, I think he dodged 5 bouncing bombs, unless I missed one.
So.
Okay, so scumbag Faker.
Yeah.
Anyways, finally, another one comes from SKT. This time it was against Fnatic, and it was at Silky Sam. He writes, 1, kill a smite. 2, steal a Baron. And 3, resume God status. Crepo, on a scale of 1 to 10, how godly is this status?
The play itself was probably like a 7. It was a relatively easy. Fnatic helped SKT a little bit. Although this was SKT's only chance to win the game back from our European team. Actually, no. It was actually kind of sad. Fnatic did make the right play here. A lot of people were discrediting him for going for this Baron. I do think going for the Baron was the right play. Having your jungler close to the wall, being able to be ulted on by Zed and just he doesn't even have to shadow into the Baron pit is a little bit of a mistake. I understand why. I mean, we've all made those mistakes. Like, you just want to clear the vision. but that should be done by somebody else. And then everybody in that pit should try to keep the jungler alive as long as they can. Unfortunate mistake that swayed the game even farther into SKT T1's favor, but they were in full control the entire game anyways.
Well, very exciting game indeed. You guys at home, be sure to add your contributions by sending them to us at LOL Esports and using that hashtag All-Star Big Plays. Now, guys, it has been an incredible week so far. The crowds have been absolutely enthralling. The stakes are high, and the stage is set for an amazing weekend. Before we get to it, I do want to ask you guys some more questions.
Oh, hold up, QuickShot. You've been doing a great job, asking questions, really leading the analyst desk all weekend, but your hard work. Let's give you a little bit of a break because there's a new sheriff in town. All right, Freak. You've backed OMG hard from the beginning, man.
Yeah.
What do you think they need to correct to come out on top here when everything is said and done in Paris?
And to me, honestly, they just have to start actually trying. They started the week out 2-0, and then they knew at day 2 that they would just be able to get out of the group stage no matter what. So against SKT, against Cloud9, they just knew they had it. So they slacked off a little bit, saved their picks, and they've got some stuff prepared. So it's just play their game, and they're fine.
Fantastic. Well, let's move on to you, Krepo. You've been wildly fixated on the rotations this whole weekend so far, which it comes as a bit of a surprise to me because I was under the impression that in the Evil Geniuses retirement home for pro gamers, you played more bingo than League of Legends. But that said, what team's map movements have impressed you the most so far?
See, now I just don't want to say anything about Korea at all. I can't. No, I feel Cloud9 has probably had really good map movement so far for a non-Korean team. Even in the normal split, they've been really good. So I aspire in my retirement home, known as Evil Geniuses, to one day live up to the level of a CLG with 4 subs.
All right, Deficio. What do I got for you? Can the hometown favorites here, Fnatic, we've heard the crowd chants for them. They've been really adamant about the European team getting a win here. Can they shock the world champions and 8th best team in Korea today to pull off an upset?
Well, it would surprise me if they did. However, I think the individual play has been okay. And once they get a few kills, if they can focus more on objectives then, get some gold here, maybe even surprise SKT with some picks. Soraka top lane could be an option. Maybe they can beat them and go to the finals.
And just as a little bit of a follow-up question for you, I've noticed you've been great all weekend, but I've noticed a little bit of inconsistency in your analysis. You've been calling, Bjergsen an American, a Dane. You gave him that compliment as an American, but which one is he? Where are you landing on this?
So the thing is, it's actually not in my power anymore to decide. The Queen of Denmark and history lesson, she's very important in Denmark. She decides pretty much everything. She follows League of Legends very closely. She's actually going to be the one to decide. From today's game versus Double After Mad Life, if Bjergsen does well, he can remain Danish. If not, we have to ship him away and keep him away.
Ooh, strong words. So do I get a question?
No. Well, first off, you just asked your question, so you've run out on that one, man. And besides, what's the name of this segment, guys?
Monty ask the questions.
I do have an extra question though for Kobe coming in here. You've got that great engineering background, Kobe. You've been talking about rotations versus translations. But do you actually know the dictionary definition of rotation? I studied English and just go ahead and answer this one for you. It's a cycle of events in an order or sequence. That is another definition of rotation. It's how you play out the game based on map conditions, based on objectives and team composition. So there you go. You're welcome, Kobe.
Today I learned. Well, that is a fair point. And Monty, you have asked some excellent questions, but we need to take a break. And I am the only one that is licensed to get us there. So when we get back, we'll drive right into our first match between the challenge teams, Team Ice and Fire, in the Pick 10 mode. Team Fire and Team Ice, let's see what they can do. That's them getting ready, getting warmed up. We'll see what Froggen can do. We'll see if Bjergsen gets disowned by his queen or not. We'll be right back after this, guys.